Now, I hope you have understood the difference between inclusive and exclusive class intervals. Now, I shall just write down two more tables with the help of which we have to learn a few more definitions. Okay. Now, first column is class interval. Now, the second column I am avoiding. So, that is tally marks or tallies. Now, the third column what we were writing was frequency. Okay. Now, if I write like the 0 to 9, so next will be 9, 10 to 19. Now, 20 to 29, 30 to 39. So, okay, let me stop at 40 to 49. Now, next column is frequency. So, I can write some numbers here 5, 10, 20, so 15 and 6. Oh. Now, normally when you write the frequency distribution, now you have to remember that always the distribution will be such that when you look into the frequency column, so the starting number will always be a lesser number. It starts, it increases, lesser number will be the first number, then it starts increasing, then reaches a maximum value. This maximum value will be for the middle of the distribution, and then once again starts decreasing. Suppose you ask me what is the reason. Now these things we will be learning in what is called as a central tendency. Now one of the numbers, this 20 will be one of the average. So it is because of the presence of average, you will always see that the middle of the numbers, this is the table, this is called actually a class interval. Okay. Now this class interval, mid class interval will always have the maximum frequency. So this blindly you can write. So a lesser value increases, maximum value once again starts decreasing. Now, if it is inclusive, now this will be the pattern. So 0 to 9. After 9, the next number you will write. Now, next will be now 19. After 19, 20. Now, this is like this. Now, on the other hand, suppose you have an exclusive frequency distribution. Okay. Now, if that is the case, now, see, the first column class interval will be like this. So 0 to 9, instead of that I can write it as 0 to 10. The number will be repeated. So this will be 10 to 20. Now next you have 20 to 30. Now next one 30 to 40. So next you may have 40 to 50. So I can just write down the same numbers 5, 10, 20, 15 and 6. Hope you are able to differentiate between the two. See, if it is inclusive, now you will be writing the next number here. 9, after 9, 10. Here 19, 20. But if it is exclusive, the same number will be repeated. Now with the help of these two distribution, now we shall be defining first one what is called as the class interval. Okay. Now when you have written this number now 0 to 9, this is called one class interval. Now here, in this case, the variable values are what you say variates. All variates starting from 0 up to 9 will be included. So this is a range here. Now therefore this range is called now class interval. So all values from 0 to 9 is included in this range. So this becomes a class interval. Now if you take here 10 to 19, all variate values from 10 up to 19 is included. So this becomes a class interval. So you are trying to put the variables in the form of a group. So this group as such is called class interval. Now whereas here if you take in this class interval, you will be including all values from 0 up to 9. 10 is not included. 10 is included in the next one. Okay. Now if you take this class interval, all numbers from 10 to 19 will be included. 20 will be included in this class interval. So therefore, now this is what you say inclusive. Now this is what you say exclusive. Now you have these numbers which are on which side? Left hand side. Okay, what are those numbers? 0 to 40. Now right hand side numbers are there. Okay, so what are those numbers? 9 to 49. So these are called boundary values. So when you have a class interval, there are two numbers. One is on the left hand side, other one is the right hand side. These are called boundary values or boundary numbers. So those boundary values which are on the left hand side of a class interval are called now lower class limits. Okay. Now what are these? These are all the nothing but the boundary values on the left hand side of the class intervals. Okay, now you can denote this by lower class limit. So this is denoted by LCL. Now in a similar way, this is right hand side. So those numbers, boundary values which are on the right hand side of the class interval, now they are called upper class limits. So is it okay? Now how will you write? So these are nothing but the boundary values which are on the right hand side of the class interval. Now this is denoted by UCL. Now together you call it as class limits. So therefore now you can define class limits are nothing but the boundary values of the class intervals. Okay. Now, so therefore, every class interval will have now two values. One is lower limit and the other one is upper limit. So you can say lower class limit and upper class limit. Now, so we try to differentiate this inclusive and exclusive only with the help of this upper and lower class limits. Now, say for example, if you take this inclusive frequency distribution. Now here, this is the lower class limit, this is the upper class limit. Here you are including both lower class limit as well as upper class limit in the same class interval. So what are the numbers to be included? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up to 9. 9 is also included. So therefore now this becomes inclusive frequency distribution. In other words, you call it as inclusive class intervals. Now, what are inclusive class intervals? So, if in a class interval, the upper class limit is included in its own class interval. The upper class limit is what? Included in its own class interval. Then such a type of class intervals are called inclusive class intervals. So in its own means 9 is included in this class interval, 19 is included in this class interval. Okay, now on the other hand, if you come to this table, here 10 is not included here. You will be including all numbers from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9. 10 is included in the next one. So that means you are excluding. That is the reason you call it as exclusive. So therefore, the next one you say exclusive class interval. So if the upper limit, that is upper class limit, is excluded in its own class interval, then you call such class intervals are exclusive class intervals. So if it is inclusive frequency distribution, you will be having inclusive class intervals. If it is exclusive frequency distribution, you will be having exclusive class intervals. Okay. Now, next one, we have what is called as class width. Now, class width refers to the difference between the class limits. So it is the difference between the class limits. Now always upper limit will be more than the lower limit. So therefore class width CW, not class work, okay, CW, class width. Now this is denoted like this, UCL minus LCL. So if you take here, now this is lower limit, this is upper limit. So 9 minus 0, 9. Next you have 19 minus 10. This is 9. 29 minus 20. So this is 9. Now, when only thing is you have to remember, when it comes to inclusive class interval, now you will be having one number more than that. Suppose say 9 minus 0, what is the value? It is 9. But what are the numbers you are including? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now you see from 1 to 9 it is 9 numbers. Along with 9 you are adding including 0 also. So if that is the case, only in case of inclusive, what you will do? 9 minus 0 is 9 plus 1 you have to take. So because then only you say 10 is the class width. Is it clear? Because upper limit is included. So 19 minus 10, how much is that? 9. But 19 is also included. So therefore it becomes now 10 will be the class width. When it comes to exclusive, you don't have any problem at all. So 10 minus 0 is 10. 20 minus 10 is 10. So okay. Now in both the cases, now if you see, now 10 will become the class width. Okay. Now next you have what is called as the class midpoint. Now, class midpoint refers to the average of the class limits. So, normally when you say average means, suppose there are two numbers, you will add the 2 divided by 2. Suppose there are 3 numbers, you will add the 3 divided by 3. So, in the same way here, now class midpoint will be lower class limit plus upper class limit divided by 2. So you can find out the class midpoint for all of them. So if you take for example this one, now 0 plus 9. So class midpoint. So 0 plus 9 divided by 2. How much is that? 4.5. Now 19 plus 10. So you get 29.5. Sorry, 29 now divided by 2. So it will become now 14.5. Now as such you can guess if it is the number is 10, you have to go on adding this. So this will be 24.5. This is going to be 34.5. This is going to be 44.5. Okay. Now whereas if you take here, now it will be something like this. So class midpoint will be now 0 plus 10 divided by 2. So this is 5. Now this will become 15. This will become now 25. This is 35. Now this is 45. Now you can see this, the class width, whatever I said, no, that will also coincide here. So 14.5 minus 4.5, 10. Here also this difference is 10. You take here 15 minus 5, that is also 10. So that is also one way for you to verify. Okay. I hope you have understood what is class width. Okay. Now sometimes you have what is called as equal class intervals or unequal class intervals. Now, equal class intervals means, so if the class width is uniform in all the class intervals, so for example here, what is the class width here? 10. In all the class intervals, it is 10. So therefore, you call this as equal class intervals. Now, sometimes what happens, it may be exclusive or inclusive, but the class in width will not be same. Now, say for example, you write like this, so 0 to 9. Okay. Now next may be 20 to 29. Now next may be 30 to say 35. Next may be 35 to 55. Is that clear? Now you see the class width is different. So therefore such class intervals are called unequal class intervals. Now what are unequal class intervals? So unequal class intervals are those class intervals which have unequal class width. Okay. Now, when you have something like this, sometimes you also call this as uniform class intervals. Uniform is the class width remain the same. Okay. Now, next you have what are called as open-end class intervals. Okay. Now, sometimes what happens is the first number and the last number will be missing. Okay. So first number and the last number will be missing. So such class intervals are called open-end class intervals. So the opening number and the ending number will be missing. So therefore it is called open-end class intervals. Now other than this, now these are all related to class intervals. Now other than this, you have something related with the frequency. Now when you take the frequency of a class interval, you have two more terms. One is called relative frequency, another one is also called frequency density. Okay. Now suppose you take class interval here, frequency. So 5 to 10, now 10 to 15, 15 to 20, now say 20 to 25, so 25 to 30. Now if you remember I told you, so lesser value 10, 20 decreases 3. Something like this you get. Okay. Now this is what is that? 10 is repeated. So you say it is exclusive frequency distribution. Now you have what is called as relative frequency. Now relative frequency is denoted like this. So F divided by capital N. Now what is capital N? If you add all the numbers, whatever the number you get, okay? Now that is your N value. So when you have relative frequency, you have to find out, you will be taking first class frequency this is. So 2 divided by whatever the number you get, how much will you be getting? So 20, 30, 40, 43. So I'll make it as 2. To get 40 to find 20, 30, 40, 42. So relative frequency for everything you can find out. So 2 divided by 42. Okay, now next one, 10 divided by 42 and so on. Okay. Now other than this, we have what is called as the frequency density. Now this is denoted by frequency divided by class width. Now frequency density is frequency divided by class width. Now if you take here frequency is 2. What is the class width here? 10 minus 5. It is 5. So for the first one, this will become now 2 divided by 5. Okay. Now next one again, 10 divided by 15 minus 10. So that is 5. So it goes on like this. Okay. Now coming to the last part of it, you have the cumulative frequencies. Okay. I shall take this same thing. So 2, 10, 20, 8 and 2. Now whenever you are having the frequency distribution, for this you can calculate even 2 types of frequencies. Now those are called cumulative frequencies. Now in cumulative frequencies you have 2 types. One is LCF, another one is MCF. Now less than cumulative frequency, more than cumulative frequency. Now this set of frequencies will be using in graphical representation. If you remember last year in high school, you would have done that. Something like Ogive curves. So you might be using that. Okay. Now how to calculate LCF? Now cumulative means what? Something we are adding. Okay. You keep on adding, that gets cumulative. So you have heard about cumulative deposit. Okay. Something like that. Now if it is LCF, now this is how you have to add. First number you will write as it is 2. Now next number, actually you have to add 2 plus 10. So this will become 12. Now next will be 2 plus 10 plus 20. Instead of that, now you can do it like this. So this is 2. Now next 10 plus 2. This is 12. Next 20 plus 12. So that is 32. Next 32 plus 8. So this is 40. 40 plus 2. So this is 42. Now only thing is you have to see that the last number of LCF will be always be equal to capital N. Okay. So if you have done correctly, automatically these 2 numbers will coincide. Now one more thing you can remember. So if it is frequency, now you see starts with a lesser value, increases, maximum decreases. But LCF will not be there. It will be in one order. It is always in the which order? Ascending order. So L means L. So less than. So it starts with a lesser value and keeps on increasing. Now the other way you have, now you have MCF. Now if you have to add LCF, you have to add from the first number. Now this is the reverse way you have to add. So last number is 2. Then 2 plus 8, this is 10. 10 plus 20, this is 30. 30 plus 10, 40. 40 plus 2 is 42. Now once again you see, the first number of MCF will coincide with capital N. Now how will you remember this? M is more than, maximum. So it starts with the maximum value and keeps on decreasing. Now this 2 types of frequencies will become handy when you are using the graphical representation.